I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I thought I'd finish off the story of my gaming history with the PlayStation. A few games I want to talk about. A few that I didn't talk about last time. Abe's Odyssey, remember that? The side scroller where you get infinite lives. Yeah, it's just a case of it's more puzzle based. It's not like a platformer. You sort of navigate your way through through traps, and you play as an alien called a Midokan, and you save species of Midokans. And yeah, that was a unique game. Loved it, played it a lot. I wanted to talk about that also because that had a remake, of course, recently, or remaster. There was another game I didn't talk about that had a remaster last December 2024. I'll talk about that towards the end of this journey. You probably guess what that game is already. But last real section of my PlayStation journey was sports games, particularly football games. I started football games with ISS Pro 98, what is now Pro Evo. I don't know if they're still making games to this day. FIFA seems to have won that battle. Probably something to do with the licenses, because they didn't have the full licenses for names, but it was a really fun game. I also played a bit of FIFA as well. I wasn't really that into it though. I think I just something about just playing as a footballer didn't really work for me. Although there was one FIFA game where I did have where you could play as one player. I remember I played as a right winger for Aston Villa once for a little bit. Yeah, that I really liked. That I found quite fun, having to prove myself in a team. Yeah, but I'm never really into that. But I'll tell you what I was into: football management games. I started with a demo of Premier Manager '99. That was alright, but not very in depth. But that was based on something. My interest in football management was based on something that was on the PC, which I'll come to in the next video. But then, oh god, this story. So we used to rent games from Control Zone, and this time I asked my mum just to. Mum was going into the centre of town anyway, so after she gets something for me, I said Premier Manager '99, and she went in and she said, "Can I have a copy of Something Manager?" Like 4 different Something Manager games out at that time, so I didn't get the one I wanted. I got FA Manager instead, and I sort of got my revenge on my mum on that one because the music drove her mad after I got the game permanently. So yeah, take that. But yeah, that game was all right. I think I just looked at overall ratings. I didn't really look at the stats of the players, and there wasn't really much in the way of, wasn't very in-depth tactics. But it was an alright game. Then came PlayStation's attempt to have football management games, LMA Manager, and that was alright, and that had stats. The first one was not very good. Player stats would deteriorate over time, and then the second one, 2001 version, that one had out of control wages, so it was alright, but those two, the player deterioration of the first game and the out of control wages of the second game really held those games back, in my opinion. I mean, some of the wages the players were on in those games were just insane. I mean, it was just too much. But the games were okay enough. And yeah, I played the 2001 version a lot more, and that had some cool scenarios, which are sort of only now being sort of done with current football management games. So it was kind of ahead of its time in many ways. So that was football management. So next video, so that's the PlayStation side of things done already. Next video, I'm going to go into Football Manager on the PC. I'll start with something else first. Ultimate Soccer Manager 2. I'll start with that, and then I'll go on to the Football Manager series in the next video. And that'll probably be a much, much longer video because I've got a lot to talk about there. So that's the end of my PS1 journey. And on to PC football management games next. Thank you very much for watching.